Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hope all of you will be quite fine and would be utilizing this time as a great opportunity to have a maximum learning and a best exam preparations as well. So stay motivated and do have a lot of preparations as well. And coming back toward our today's topic, our today's topic is about the physiology of gastrointestinal tract, or you can say the digestive system. Digestive system is also known as like a alimentary canal or a gut, where we'll study about the functional importance of the whole system, including its important organs, structures, and their roles, and the accessory organs, which are the vital part of the digestive system. And the accessory organs actually are the very key organs or the key structures which do play a very important role in the digestive process. And there are many accessory organs which are do included in the digestive system, which include the salivary glands and the liver, pancreas, and each of these organ actually either secrete or store the substances that passes through the ducts to the alimentary canal, which actually aids the process of digestion. So the learning objective of our today's lecture should be quite clear. After the completion of this lecture, every student should be quite clear about the new terms and terminologies, or you can say medical terms, which is especially related to the digestive system, and to know about the importance of the digestive tract and the definitions, the relevant definitions, and the associated functions of each and every structure in the organ, which is the important part of the digestive system, and the accessory gland of digestive system as well. Okay, so coming towards the parts of digestive system, as we all know that the system is actually a combination of different structures, organs, or the different component, and each and every structure and organ do have their very important role, and all of the structures and functions perform their own the work in a highly fashionable way, which results in a common function of the whole system. When talking about the digestive system do have got all the important structures. It do include the accessory organs as well, and it's starting from a mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, large intestine, rectum, and ending at anus. Okay, so here in this slide we have got a label diagram of the digestive system, which is actually showing the different parts of a digestive system with the different colors. You need to learn about that, and I guess at the end of lecture I've given you an assignment, and there is a diagram as well where you need to label the parts of digestive system. You can take help from this slide to label that diagram, and for assignment you can also take help from there. The location and the location and the terminology should be quite clear. and it's all about this slide. Okay, so here we go with a bit of the note about digestive system. Digestive system, also called the alimentary canal, as we have already discussed, gut or the gastrointestinal tract. And in the gastrointestinal tract, actually, it ensures the movement of food that occurs through the whole system, which is starting from the mouth and ending at anus. Okay, students. So here we need to learn about the functions of gastrointestinal tract. And in order to understand the functions of gastrointestinal tract, there are some of the terminologies which are mentioned in the coming slides. All of you need to learn all those terminologies so that you can have a better concept about the whole system and the functions as well. Okay, the functions of gastrointestinal tract, it includes the ingestion and consumption of the food substances that we eat, and breaking down of food components into small particles, and transportation of those broken particles of the food to the different areas of the tract for the further processing of the food, so that the nutritive part or the nutritive components can be taken out from that food, and the next process is ensure. It also includes the secretion of the necessary enzymes which are required for the digestion of food particles, and digestion of the food particles, those food particles upon which the enzymes activity or the enzymes function has been done. And actually the enzymes are released to make the proper digestion and absorption of the food as well. Then the excretion of the waste product of the digestive system from the body. And the alimentary tract also provides body with the continuous supply of the essential electrolytes, vitamins, nutrients and water, which we do eat and take with the help of all the solid food or the liquid food. And the circulation of the blood to the gastrointestinal tract ensure the removal of the waste content with it's away from the tract. And the gastrointestinal system has also its own nervous system, which is called the enteric nervous system. The bit of the detail about the enteric nervous system or the nervous system of the gastrointestinal tract is provided in the coming slide. And it lies entirely in the wall of the gut, and beginning from esophagus and extending towards the anus. Okay, so here in this slide we do come with the movement and GIT, the whole movement which do occur in gastrointestinal tract during the process of the digestion, and the specific terms are assigned to the specific movement which are actually taking place in a specific region of the digestive system, like ingestion. Ingestion is simply is to take the food into our body, like the process of eating, and then we come towards the mastication, which is exactly the immediate next step to the after the process of eating, which includes the breaking down of the large food particle, and it usually take place in our mouth with the help of our teeth. And then the propulsions, which include the passing of food down to the gastrointestinal tract. It includes the swallowing and the peristalsis. Now what's the peristalsis? It's the worm like movement, in a very irregular way, in very irregular fashion. It also take place in a alimentary canal or the other tube like organs to propel or to push the food contents from one part to the next one. It actually consists on a wave like contraction, okay, which ensure the movement of food to the next part. And then comes toward the absorption, which is simply the passing of the food particles into the bloodstream. Okay, so here we come with the mechanical digestion, which include the chewing, mixing with the saliva, and the bolus preparations by the tongue action. Then we come with the chemical digestion. In a chemical digestion, the food is broken down in smaller particles, which is accomplished by a enzyme which is present in a gastric juice. Now you should be very clear about the mechanical digestion and the chemical digestion. In chemical digestion, there is a enzyme role. Okay, there is enzyme role or the different you can say secretions and enzymes which are being present in different secretions like a gastric juice, and they do perform their action on food particles to let them break in further smaller particles for the proper absorption of the food particles into the bloodstream. Then we come with the defecation, which includes the elimination of the indigestible food substances, you can say a waste material as well. And the digestion is actually a chemical breakdown, because enzymes are taking part over there, and it's the chemical breakdown of the complex biological molecule into their component parts, which include like lipids into fatty acids, proteins into amino acids, and carbohydrates into simpler sugar. Means the complex molecules or a complex food, or the macromolecules of the food which are being taken, they are they are degraded, or they are break down to a very fine molecules, and to ensure their proper absorption. Okay. So here in this slide we go with the basic processes which are necessary to complete the degradation or the breakdown of the eaten food. And these four process are the mechanical degradation, liquefaction, and the enzymatic hydrolysis. So in mechanical degradation, what happen is the chewing and churning of the food which is being taken, and the liquefaction happen with the help or the effect of the secretions which is being secreted by the accessory glands which is present in digestive system. Then the enzymatic hydrolysis, like the amylase is a enzyme which to break the starch molecule in a monosaccharide sugar substances. So here we again need to be very clear. See how the complex biological molecules are getting in their simpler and simpler form, like the starch molecule. See how it's converting into a monosaccharide sugar subunits. The complex molecules are actually getting into their simpler form to ensure the proper absorption into the blood to the digestive system. And the fourth step was the absorption, which just can via the extensive mucosal membrane surface of the GIT tract. Definitely, the whole GIT tract is covered with the mucosal membrane, which is quite helpful in the absorption of the digestive product. And the entire gastrointestinal tract is described as a regionally specialized tube, with each region being specialized to carry out one or more of the above process of the digestion that we have just discussed, the four processes. For example, the mouth is specialized for the mechanical degradation by chewing or liquefaction by the salivary secretions, and for the limited enzymatic hydrolysis via the salivary amylase. And the water and some of the drugs are also absorbed across the oral mucosa, like the nitroglycerin, which is usually used for the sake of angina pain, and that's usually like placed under the tongue, because there is it is considered that there is very rapid absorption of the nitroglycerin, which is placed under the tongue for the angina pain. But according to new recommendations, it was also advised that nitroglycerin should be taken orally with a sip of water. And but the practice was, and this thing is also is in practice right now, that you can place a nitroglycerin under the tongue to have a very appropriate and the quick results. There is no specialization in the mouth for nutrient absorption. It should be very clear that there shouldn't be any specialization of the mouth in for the nutrient absorption. So, okay, coming with again a very important slide, which include the characteristics of the gastrointestinal wall. It's all about the structure. So the wall of the GIT has the following layer, which do play their very important role at each stage of the whole process of digestion, which do take part in the absorption of the nutritive product from the digestion. So it includes the serosa and the longitudinal muscle layer, circular muscle layer, the mucosa, and the motor function of the gastrointestinal tract is performed by different layer of the smooth muscles. Okay, so here we come up with the neural control of the gastrointestinal tract. Again, a very important component of the digestive system, which does ensure all the, all the movements and all the function mechanism of the gastrointestinal tract. It comprises on enteric nervous system and autonomic nervous system, and sensory system as well. So the enteric nervous system is comprised on a two-step, the enteric plex and the submucosal plex, and both of them have got their own defined functions. Like the enteric plex control the movement of the digestive tract, and the submucosal plexus control the gastrointestinal secretions and the local blood flow, like the blood flow at a specific region, and the secretions as well. And the autonomic nervous system, as we already know, that autonomic nervous system has always got the two component, the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic system increases the peristalsis and the tone of the you can say the tone of the gut, and it relaxes the sphincter, which is required, like it required to pass out the waste product outside the body, and it increase the digestive secretions as well. And the sympathetic system, which decrease the peristalsis and the tone as well, it control the sphincters or let them contract or close, and it also decrease the digestive secretions. The sensory nervous system comprises on the efferent sensory nervous system, or the efferent and the efferent travels both towards the plexus of enteric nervous system, and the efferent travel through the sympathetic nerves to the spinal cord to ensure the proper functional control of the digestive. Okay. Up till last slide, we were like studying about the basic components of the digestive system, which are playing their vital role, which are actually ensuring the no digestive activity. From this slide onward, we'll study about each and every part, or the each and every component of the digestive system, which do play the role directly in the digestive system. Coming up with the first part of the digestive system is the mouth. Mouth is the first portion of the alimentary canal that receives food and secretes saliva. Okay, and the bolus formation take place in the mouth, and the food that has been chewed and mixed in the mouth by saliva, and chewing help to reduce the food particles to a size that can become readily available for the swelling. Definitely the food particle which we are actually taking directly into our mouth, that should be in such a fine form that that can be readily be swallowed through the esophagus, and it can proceed to the next steps and the next part to ensure the whole process. And the saliva adds the digestive enzymes, water, and the mucus that help chemically to reduce the food particle, like to reduce their size, to make them more fine, and to make them readily available for the absorption, and or to go through a proper digestive activity. And it does hydrate them for the taste and lubricate them for the easy swallowing. Once the bolus reaches the stomach, mixes with the gastric juices, and become reduced in size, again it become more fine, and the food mass become known as chyme. Okay, and the saliva is released from the salivary glands. That's quite clear. Okay. Here we go with the mastication. It is the process of chewing when the food is cut and ground in a very small or defined pieces with the help of our teeth. It takes place in mouth incisors, and the interior teeth provide a strong cutting action for the food which is being taken into the mouth. And the molars in the posterior teeth provide a grinding action. All the jaw muscles working together can close the teeth with a force as great as 55 pounds on the incisors and 200 pounds on the molar, just to make the food more refined. The canines and the middle teeth provide a tearing action. Here we go with a chewing process, and it is caused by a chewing reflex, and the presence of the bolus of the food in our mouth, the food which is being taken in our mouth results in the formation of the bolus, and actually that bolus causes the chewing reflex, or and that causes the reflex inhibition of the muscles of the mastication, which allows the lower jaw to drop, and the drop in turn initiate a stretch reflex of the jaw muscles that leads to the rebound contraction. Like when we are chewing, there is a rebounding contraction in the muscles of the jaws, which does ensure the chewing, and this automatically raises the jaws to cause the closure of the teeth. Definitely the chewing, in the chewing process, our teeth should be they should be highly closed, so that the food can be the food can be like grind in a small particles, but it also compresses the bolus against the lining of the mouth, which inhibit the jaw muscles once again, allowing the jaw muscles to drop the rebound, and other time this process is repeated again and again, to make the food in small particles, which is passed away along the esophagus next to the stomach. Okay, so here we're coming with the importance of the chewing process is it break the indigestible cellulose membrane around the Newton portion, the fruits and the vegetable which is being eaten, and it also increases the surface area of the food particle, and thus help in the digestion by the enzymes, and it also grind food to a very fine particulate, making it available for the next step of digestive activity, and it also increases the ease with which the food is emptied from stomach into the small intestine. Okay, it was all about our today's topic, and it's a bit of the assignment where you need to label all the part of the digestive system. You can take help from the slide that was mentioned earlier, and there is bit of the other assignment as well. I'll also share that where you need to make MCQs. You can take help from this lecture as well, and you can take help from your concern or the recommended books, and it's all about today's lecture.